Hey, it's Amelia, aka Big Tit.
And I'm Natasha, aka Little Tit.
And together, we're the Graveyard Girls.
Hello.
And welcome.
It's the Graveyard Girls. And for this episode,
Big Tit.
Little Tit. Because we
decided
that
to
we
name
are.
these, yeah.
Yes.
Well, I think we kind of started it. We were going to start, obviously Guys Will Talk, which we kind of haven't done properly yet. And it was going to be like Big Tit, Little Tit, go out for the day. And then, yeah, we haven't really started that. So we wanted to do these discussion ones.
We will hopefully eventually get round to that.
On tour.
Just there's lots of different elements that are going against us at the minute. But in the future, we will.
Yes. So in the meantime, like, because these ones are a bit more of a discussion and like things that were sort of noticed, we thought to separate, well, not to separate it, it's still part of our true crime and mysteries, but to make it so it's a little bit different.
It's just discussing it rather than just presenting cases.
Yeah, we wanted like a little subtitle, so we decided, well, seeing as we'll be doing the Big Tit, Little Tit soon, very hopefully. Very hopefully?
Very hopefully. That is a word. Sentence.
I think we've lost the plot.
We're doing, yes. I've gone very hungry all of a sudden. So I make even less sense. But those who have come back again.
Yeah, well done.
Thank you. And those new listeners, welcome.
Yeah.
Please stick around and subscribe.
I promise we're sometimes a bit more professional than this.
I don't know. Sometimes, like, our Big Tit, Little Tit, we have, like, in mind it's going to be like, okay, we just discuss. And then we go around in circles sometimes.
Yeah, we go around in circles, but also, like, when we actually discuss this...
Without recording.
I don't know if we're just too conscious about the fact that we're trying to record it.
I think, and then also, we may have a little Ralph in the background who puts us off.
Yeah.
And then that re-triggers the thought.
Yeah. So...
But right now, we're an empty house.
Okay. So we should be able to do this, in theory. I don't know.
Today's little topic is silly ways murderers or criminals were caught.
Yeah.
/
How to Get Away with Murder.
Yes.
Which
I did like How to Get Away with Murder. Sorry, that's a TV show. That's good.
Oh, okay. Well, Natasha's already getting away with murder because obviously for anyone that's been following us for a little while, they will know we have little old Jeff in the garage.
To find out like the true
story behind Jeff, you got to go to Patreon.
Yes. You stole my thing, I was going to say.
Sorry. Yeah, Jeff's in the garage. He's been there ever since Natasha killed him. Kind of reveal. We don't know. They haven't got the proof. They don't know how you killed him. So I could just be bullshitting Natasha. So
I know, like we've been calling him Jeff for a while. My neighbour Jeff.
Yeah.
Did die.
Oh.
You know that house that was for sale. That was Jeff. Oh. Not the Jeff that's in the garage.
I was gonna say because like I know that Jeff that's in the garage is my lover, as we discovered.
Was that in another Patreon?
No, that was in. I'm sure it's in a Big Tit, Little Tit. It might have been. I can't really remember. We've mentioned Jeff quite a lot. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, it was because we were talking about conspiracy theories. And I said that the conspiracy was that Jeff all along, you found out that me and Jeff were having an affair.
Yes.
Yeah, he's my lover, and then he was going to leave you and you didn't want him to leave you, so you killed him. And now I have to look at him in an urn in the corner of your garage every time.
Fine. You were just... you were just flirting with him. It's fine. What's the segue to... silly crimes or silly ways people got caught?
Yeah, there's obviously some quite famous ones.
Yes. I have jotted them down. I also
have a few.
The one I did say the last one I jotted down was because it's petty.
Oh, okay.
For us. Okay.
Who do you want to start with?
Well, I don't know who you looked at because we didn't confirm or confer. Did you hear of the son of Sam?
I have heard about it, but I'll let you start with it.
He was caught because of a parking ticket.
Yeah, it's a bit silly, that. Just, why? If you're trying to cover up things, you'd make sure you don't get caught doing other crimes, wouldn't you? It's like, I don't want to already, like, just graze over the fact about his parking ticket, but that does remind me, I'm pretty certain it's Ted Bundy that... also got done for traffic violations, not once, but multiple times after he'd escaped from prison. Because didn't he escape from prison multiple times? Why would you, if you're on the run...
He got caught by stealing a car, Yeah. In a stolen car, sorry.
And once you've done it once and got caught, you probably wouldn't do it again.
Yeah.
So that's legitimately like everyone was like, because isn't he supposed to be the pretty one that everyone fancied?
I don't see it.
I don't either.
I don't see it. My mum also said, because she's like, oh, you're so helpful to people. That's how like victims become victims, because people would help Ted Bundy just because he was in a wheelchair and then he got murdered. So you can't be helpful to everyone all the time. So it's like, you're going to end up dead. So
yeah, just be horrible like me, and I like just don't really care.
Yeah.
That I see. I'm not actually being horrible. I'm preventing myself from getting murdered. So, that's how I'm looking at it anyway. So next time you ask me to do something and I say no.
Okay.
I'm just preventing myself from getting murdered, Natasha.
So who do you have?
Okay, well, we obviously had that, and then the big one over in the UK is Dennis Nilsson.
Yeah.
Because obviously, for anyone that doesn't know, blocked his drains with dead body parts. I mean, to be fair, I think he started off because he also did bury some and stuff like that. So I think he started off okay.
It's because he moved to a attic flat.
And yeah, it's a bit difficult to get rid of them. Then one, it's a lot of flight of stairs to carry a dead body down.
Yeah.
And two, I don't know, there's only so many floorboards you can hide people under.
Mm-hmm.
He started off good by chopping them up into little pieces and flushing them down the toilet.
Let's maybe not say good.
Okay, it wasn't good that he chopped people up, but his idea of disposing, as long as they're no bigger than your average, these pieces are no bigger than your average turd, could probably get away with it. However...
To be fair, we have seen some massive turds.
Oh, have we ever told anyone about the Sainsbury's, the giant turd that we all had to go and look at?
That's happened quite a few times.
It happened. Okay, I need to tell people now because everyone's going to be like, what are they talking about? When we were on nights, we had obviously the staff toilets, but then at the other end there was the customer toilets. And sometimes, depending on what department you're on, if you were really desperate, the customer toilets were much closer. And they weren't close, so there's nothing stopping us from going to the customer toilets. However, one customer, although could have been a member of staff, decided to deposit an insanely large
poo, solid, like,
it wasn't human.
Solid log you've ever seen. Like, so many people had to go fetch other people.
Was it Brian that came out? I can't remember if Brian was the first one or if it was someone. Was Leanne involved?
Leanne came running to me and she was like, you need to see this. She didn't tell me what it was. And I was just like, okay. And then...
Yeah, so we all got lured to the toilet.
Yeah, so Leanne's telling me to come this way. So then she's bringing Dan along. And then Gideon was there as well. So all four of us are going. And then I think Andy joined us. And we were going to the toilet and I was just like, this is strange.
Yeah. Why are we going to the toilet?
And then, yes, you walking to this one room, one toilet. It was the disabled toilet.
I think, yeah. And this was a monster turd.
Without any tissue. So we were all just like, but did they just not wipe?
Yeah, but once you birth that, it was like a child. Like, how do you, like, maybe they were just so traumatized, they're like, I've got to get out of here before...
That also happened again, and then the same person, Leanne, did come and get me, and I completely forgot about the last time she came to get me, and then it was the same thing again. It might have been Leanne. It might have been Leanne, because she did have some juice that would make her go a bit...
Yeah, that time when she drank the Innocence movie things, which is like pure juice. Yeah, she downed like a whole litre bottle of that, and then was like, I've got the shits.
Amelia, we've gone off topic again.
It's not. It's related to the turd, which is related to the toilet.
Yes, it is related to the toilet.
Dennis Nilsson was putting chopped up people down.
Yes. It's not a great way to dispose of stuff. It kind of is for a little bit.
Yeah. But
not
as
so
he found
much.
out, it starts clogging up.
Yeah.
I feel like, did it start clogging up? Did one of the bones like turn sideways and then stop blocking and then, like other stuff got wrapped around it and then it goes into a mass and then it got stuck?
Yeah, sorry, no. It just reminded me of like a conversation with your dad. Well, your dad had. More turd-related stuff, yes. That's why you said turd. That's why I look like that. Okay, the next person I have is the BTK killer, also known as Dennis Raid, who got caught with a floppy disk. Well, by a floppy disk.
I think part of it was stupidity and part of it was curiosity. Yeah. Because it was like, I don't know whether I can get away with this. Like, it was kind of clever to ask, like... Yeah. Can this be traced? But then at the same time, like maybe like when you do it, like don't send the thing that's got incriminating stuff on it. Like do like a tester.
I did find a like article on Death Investigation Training Academy. This is what someone did. They what did they do? Hold on, I will find it. So Maury Travis, he took a map from a website before sending it to reporters. It had his address on it.
Oh,
He literally did that. So I do have a few from this.
at least it was easy to find from the police perspective. Because what's worse is some of these, like some of those big ones, especially like Bundy, like they spent so long like trying to fucking get them, and they hadn't been able to. Like part of it was sloppy police work, but then also it's almost like the criminals thought like, yeah, these police are so stupid that I'll just like chill out a bit, and then they end up doing something stupid, and then they get caught.
It's like the co-ed killer. He called the police and turned himself in. The police didn't think it was him. They thought it was just a joke.
Prank.
So like, you kind of got away with it.
There's been a few where like they've written in, and they got away with it because people haven't taken them seriously.
Oh, yeah. Zodiac killer. You do the cipher thingies.
Yeah. There you go. The cipher thing is very technical.
The coding stuff. I don't actually know what it is. Can't remember. My brain. I'm hungry. When I'm hungry, my brain just does not work.
Brian fart.
Brian fart. He might do. Well,
Brian and brain are very similar words.
I know. I never know which one to spell. Like, if I type one and then I see the little brain, I'm like, okay, I put the other one. Okay. Brian. Yeah. Brian.
Okay.
See, I'm not making any sense.
I think we've lost the plot, Natasha. Yes, maybe we shouldn't have recorded this.
This is fine. I have a Peter Goebbels.
Oh.
Goebbels? Yeah, that's the name. He dropped his ID at a crime scene.
Oh.
So, you know.
Yeah. Kind of left it behind. There's also the one with the Night Stalker, which is Richard Ramirez. Didn't he get caught by, effectively getting caught by grannies?
Yeah.
Because there was I believe it was in a newspaper, like a photo of it or whatever. And some like little old granny was like, hey, that looks like him. And then, he got caught by little old grannies. Can you imagine out of all the ones it just happened to be? I mean, to be fair, grannies are brilliant, like little Miss Marbles. So maybe that's probably why he got caught. Because, so maybe the little grannies... Maybe little grannies down the street. Yeah, they catch more people than we realise. So maybe the police should be speaking to like the little old ladies.
You know who was caught as not a little old lady, as an older man?
Who, Natasha? Do tell me.
The Golden State Killer, also known as Joseph D'Angelo. He was caught via a ancestry test.
Oh.
So if any of us commit a crime and someone we are related to
puts in the thing for ancestry to find out what siblings were all
and
screwed.
Our DNA is in the system. So was it over 40 rapes, murders? He did a lot of stuff. I mean, in
a way, it's kind of good. Because you don't think, like, that's the way you're going to get caught.
Well, yeah, because, like, he left so much DNA and stuff everywhere.
But also, then that's, like, sloppy on his part for leaving DNA behind, so, you know.
Well, he's raping people.
I know, but maybe if he'd used better protection. Like, I know you can leave your DNA in other ways, but...
Apparently he used to cry afterwards.
Because it makes you think of someone else. Not appropriate.
So, Neville Heath.
Yeah.
He was caught because he signed the hotel register for a room he left a victim bludgeoned, bitten, and murdered in.
Oh.
It's very smart.
Did he start off with like the biting, then it just went a bit too far and he decided to bludgeon them to death? Or
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. Or maybe he bit them.
After he bludgeoned them?
Maybe.
But, snack. I'm tired now after all this bludgeoning. I need a snack. But yes. No, the other ones I've got are not murders specifically.
Okay.
But I have got one where there was a guy who went into a pet shop to steal money. But stupidly he took his child along with him. In the heat of the moment, stealing the money thing.
Left
stole
the child
money,
behind.
Ran out, left the child behind. And then the policeman just said, "Who's your dad?"
Who's your daddy?
And he got taken straight back home, so they were able to catch him. And then the other one was a case of I feel like I wasn't surprised it was a guy that did it. He stole alcohol from a store, and then on the way out, saw a lady he quite fancied the larking off. No one had noticed initially that he'd stole the stuff. Obviously would have been caught on CCTV. Then on his way out, he saw someone quite fancy her, like take her out on a date. He gave his name and his number to her. And then later, when they looked back on CCTV, they obviously watched him go out the store, and they're like, "Yeah, this person spoke to you." And she'd be like, "Oh yeah, he wanted to go out on a date with me." And she gave him the name and the number.
So I didn't take their names down because they're killers. 2 killers took their friends to see some bodies, but the friends,
dead bodies?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Corpses that they put in the ground. And these friends weren't as loyal to these killers as they thought they'd be. So they
went and told somebody else.
Yeah. I
Nice.
have a...
Also, why are you going to show people the dead people?
I don't know. Some people are just weird, aren't they?
Although, to be fair, technically you've shown me Jeff, so...
I've showed you Jeff. I have a Waltraud Wagner, I think.
Oh, okay.
And her accomplices. They joked openly about killing patients, and a doctor overheard them.
Oh, that was clever.
Smart.
Very smart.
And this one, I only put in there because of a certain word.
Okay.
Melvin Reese told a friend that he thought murder was morally permissible.
What?
If committed by a superior person. That friend passed this on to police, and he was obviously arrested and charged with murder. So he thinks if you're substantially smarter, superior, thank you,
Yep.
that you are allowed to kill whoever you want.
Okay.
Because you are above
superior.
You are above this person you are killing. So that's for it's morally permissible.
Oh, okay.
And that is all I have on silly ways people were caught.
Yeah, there's quite a few there, to be fair.
Hey there, I'm Jules.
I'm Lisa.
I'm Matt.
And we are the hosts of Eye for an Eye podcast.
Each week we share a true crime case that truly fascinates us and discuss whether or not eye for an eye was met.
Does the punishment fit the crime? Was it too harsh? Too lenient? Tune in every Monday to hear our thoughts, and make sure to follow us on social media to join the discussion.
You can find Eye for an Eye on all listening platforms by searching Eye for an Eye podcast.
We hope to see you there.
So I suppose then, in terms of us getting away with a perfect murder.
Yes. I don't want to give people tips or anything.
Tell everyone on how you kill Jeff.
But I think it was from a NCIS show episode.
Oh.
If you slowly poison someone with antifreeze,
little amounts over a long period of time.
Little amounts over time, it appears like cancer. But after they're dead and you've autopsied, it appears as cancer, not as antifreeze. But there have been some antifreeze murders.
Caught.
Yes. Yeah. I think they're just trying to kill someone instantly with it. Doesn't work like that. It has to be slowly.
Okay, so you've got to do it slowly. 2, don't leave your DNA. Mm-hmm. Be very careful not to do that because, Auntie Barbara might put in for your DNA in 10 years' time and then dob you in. And then if you have a child, don't take the child along to the crime. And if you are going to take the child along to the crime, make sure you take her back with you.
Yes.
Quite important. Don't flirt while you're about to commit a crime.
Well, he flirted after the crime.
Okay, don't flirt immediately afterwards. Make sure you've done a really good job of getting away. If you think you might be caught on CCTV, don't stop to flirt with the nearest woman. Maybe come back for her later or something. I don't know.
Also, it depends who he stole from, because stealing from a supermarket is not so bad. Stealing from a smaller shop, a smaller shop,
no, but it's just
they
a
depend
way
on
to
their
get
income.
caught.
Yeah, it is a stupid
he should have just not flirted with her.
Yeah.
Left, and then maybe no, actually that's a bit stalkery. I was gonna say hung around and wait for her to finish the shift, and then asked her out later.
It's we wanted to do this, how to get away with crime, because how to get away with crime. That's the thing, yeah. How to get away with murder. I'm hungry. Because of the Idaho 4 murders, this, he was a criminology student, and everyone's thinking he planned the perfect murder, but he got caught. Because he turned off his phone at his address and then turned it back on where he was somewhere else and then left all this evidence. We're not saying he did it.
No.
But evidence is pointing towards him at this time because at recording it's not gone to trial yet.
Okay. But yeah, no, I don't know. There's just so many little ways.
It's just silly ways, yeah.
Trip up. It's they just panic. Don't get me wrong. I feel especially if you've done maybe a crime of passion, there probably is a bit of panic afterwards. Oh shit, because they say the biggest thing is it's not actually that difficult to kill someone. It's difficult to get rid of them, and that's when the panic then sets in. But it's also like, just maybe like take a few extra minutes. Like,
Amelia, you get actually like going into this.
No, but I mean, like, actually take a few extra minutes.
No, you
to properly think about how you're going
don't actually
to get
kill
rid
anyone.
of them. Okay.
You're allowed intrusive thoughts.
Okay, let's hypothesize.
Like I've told you about my intrusive thoughts.
Yeah.
You don't actually go through with it.
Yeah, one.
Like, if you want to jump off a ledge, that's an intrusive thought. You don't do it. Like, you want to smack someone around the face with a crate, you don't do it.
It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to die, though, Natasha.
The way I was doing it, he dies, yes. Stupid ponytail.
And then, yeah, I know, but sometimes they just need a good smack in the face, Natasha.
Yes.
I'm not condoning violence or anything, but there's just certain people that it would benefit the greater society. And, yeah, I don't know. I just think you need to, rather than going full panic mode and just trying to, like, just get rid of everything, just take a minute, like an extra minute to think, because you're less likely to get to court if you take the extra minute to think about how you want to do it, rather than rushing in. Because, like I said, like, with, like,
have you committed a murder and got away with it?
Apparently so, because I'm not in prison. So, I'm just saying, just really think about it before you start doing it. If you start chopping them up in the thing...
I was joking about how to get away with murder. You're actually, like, giving pointers.
Yeah, okay, let's say you've chopped someone up, right?
Okay.
Oh, what you were thinking about chopping up, right? You've killed someone in your apartment.
We're writing a story,
Yeah, we're writing a story. This is purely a story, right? You've killed someone in your apartment, now you got to get rid of them. Like, yeah, okay, it's quite difficult to get them down the stairs, might be quite heavy, depending on who they are. But also, I think another massive thing that people do wrong is when they decide to start chopping them up, because the amount of blood they leave flying. Also, it's incredibly hard to saw through people.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so maybe just find alternates. So just take a few more minutes. Rather than start hacking bits off, you've got loads of blood. 1 and 2, like, that's loads to clean up, and that's a lot of effort. Do you know what I mean? Like, especially if you share with someone else. Like, imagine if we live together. You've, like, just hacked someone to death because you got a bit panicked. You start moving body parts.
Why
and
have I?
Back.
Why have I done this?
I don't know, they piss you off. And then I come back and I'm like, oh. Like, but you don't have enough time to clean up the blood because you've got to move the body, you got to hack it up.
Beetroot juice.
And there's blood.
Hair dye is hair dye.
Oh, yeah, I actually prefer got red hair. Depending on what mood I'm in, it might be plausible. But yeah, I come back and I'm just like, you've rushed out. You've not had time to properly clean up. You just want to get rid of the chopped up body.
To be fair, I genuinely think that if I accidentally killed someone and I come to you, you'll be like, okay, I know what to do.
I'll deal with it.
Yeah, I'll be like...
Yeah, because can you imagine if in your panic you've gone away and it's like, it's all right, I'll clean up when I come back home. But then I come back home in the meantime and I'm like...
Then I've got to
kill
you.
There's a suspicious amount of blood everywhere in the house.
Oh, we had a pig that I was going to kill for your lunch.
Got paper cut.
Got a paper cut. And then I had to go get rid of that pig.
And I'm like, but how did it get all behind the boarding, Natasha? It's gone right down the side of the path.
And I'm just like, I don't know, but you need to keep scrubbing. And then you're accomplice, so then you can't actually ever say anything because you know you're accomplice.
How people end up becoming accomplices, is they've just helped someone dispose of a body. Like, they didn't actually do the murdering part.
I do worry about becoming like accomplice. Like,
I thought you were going to say becoming a murderer.
Like, what point are, like, you can complicit? It's like, when am I allowed to, like, go report this to the police without
you help them remove the body, bury it, whatever they want to do,
Yeah.
because you don't want to get murdered yourself. The first opportunity you're not with them, then you go run into the police and you go, yeah, I've just helped someone bury it. I didn't actually murder them.
Okay.
Like, yeah, you might still
So
get in a bit
I'm
of
allowed
trouble.
to kind of help.
Yeah.
Because I'm fearing
life.
my own life,
Yeah.
yes. Okay.
And then you can go and tell.
I wonder what the grey areas were.
Well, I'd go if I was in that situation and the person said, if you don't help me, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, okay. No, literally, I would do. But if you help, please tell everyone exactly where it was, who it was, how it happened. As long as you get enough information out of the murderer as you're getting rid of the body, you'd be like, how did you get in this situation? Like, okay, so you've murdered someone and you were like, Amelia, you got to help me get rid of them until they go. And I'll be like, so who was it, Natasha? Like, because I can't tell because you've bludgeoned them that well. And I'll be like, who was coming round again? I'll be like, oh, so-and-so still coming round. You'll be like, no, that is them. But I'll be like, right, okay. And then, I don't know.
We had some pest control in.
And yeah, I don't know. I just ask you, make sure I get plenty of information out of you.
Okay.
Make sure I pay lots of attention to where you're driving.
Okay.
The extra bits too. I don't know, I might switch on tracking or something. and then I can go to police, like, give them all the information, and then...
Yeah, because it's like those people who are like just in the car and then the driver does something. It's like, I was just in the car. I had no control of anything. Like, how do they get convicted? Because they didn't come...
It depends on, one, how good their lawyer is and how good, like, manipulative the other person is. Because let's be honest, if two people saw us... And I'd be like, yeah, I only helped Natasha move the body. And then Natasha went, Amelia clearly did all the bludgeoning. I feel like they'd be more likely to believe you, even though you were the one that actually did the murder.
Yeah. So, like, it's like my word against yours, yeah.
Yeah. So it depends how convincing they are in court. But what everyone doesn't know is you're just a heartless murderer, Natasha, and you're tripping me up. Like, this is what you're getting me to do now. You're getting me to explain all of this. So it looks like I'm the bad one. Then you're going to kill someone.
I'm literally just sat here like, you cannot tell anyone how to get away with murder. And you're just going on. And I'm just like, stop it.
But yeah, you're tripping me up now, Natasha. And then when you murder someone and we accidentally get caught, then you'll use it against me.
I don't think I could...
Just like you stole Jeff.
Hey, Jeff was mine. You stole him. That's how it is.
His eyes wondered, Natasha. It wasn't my fault. I couldn't help it.
No, I don't think I could physically kill someone. I don't think I could morally live with it. I'd like to think I can't. I'm just more of a karma will get them.
Yeah, but just Natasha.
I don't know. I'm living in the karma, so someone else can fucking deal with it as well.
Yeah, I don't know. There's quite a lot to it. Like, there's a lot more to it than you actually think. Like, it's easy for us to sit in here like, oh, like, don't do this, don't do that. Like, that was really stupid. But would you do it in the panic? Like, would you remember all of the steps? Maybe you need to write a checklist before you start killing people. Take the checklist with you.
And then leave it behind and be like, oh, shit. I knew there was a thing I was supposed to... Take checklist home.
Yeah, and you've got to, like, tick each thing.
Because, like, looking online and that Brian Koberger, his name, they're always like, oh, he was, like, trying to plan the perfect murder. No one knows the bloody thing about it. And they're just putting their scenario in it. So if he was trying to plan the perfect murder, he didn't execute it.
But I wonder how many people have more, like, got away with it just, like, through pure luck. Because there's so many unsolved murders out there. And so many probably even undiscovered bodies.
Yeah.
And you think, those murderers, can you imagine that? Like, it'd be really annoying because part of you, like, you'd want to, like, you know, when you're about to die and get to your grave, you'd be like, you know, after all this time, I actually got away with the perfect murder. And, like, this is how I did it.
And no one else knows about it.
Yeah. I'd kind of want to tell someone. You know, like...
I think that's why there's a lot of deathbed confessions.
But, like, yeah, I didn't think it was that clever, but, you know, none of you have ever bothered to find them.
Researching these, like, silly ways, I did stumble upon articles of, like, killers that have never been caught. There's more so than you think. And I think, is there like 200 serial killers active in America at one point, and like most of them aren't caught?
That's a lot of serial killers. I know it's a vast area.
It's
but they
scary.
said something about, I can't remember exactly what the statistic was, but it's something like you're only ever so many meters away from a murderer. And then I remember, like, for the next week after I read it, every time I was looking, I was like, which one of you looks most like a murderer? And then I went one place and, like, no one genuinely looked like a murderer. So I thought, am I the murderer?
I remember being at work one night and this guy was to one of our managers. He was like, he looks like a murderer to his face. And I was like,
God.
I could kind of see it. And I was just like, but you don't say that to the murderer. You don't be like, okay, you look like a murderer. Because then you're going to be...
Yeah, you're the next victim.
Yeah.
Although, depending on how much of a dickhead, that might be more convenient for everyone else. So, you know, not a bad thing.
But, like, we've known some people that kind of do...
Look like murderers.
Yes.
Or, like, they might become murderers.
Yes.
We'll have to just keep an eye on it. At least we've been able to identify them, so we notice that stay away, so we don't get murdered. So, yeah, not only have you got to have your handy checklist that you must not leave behind before you commit your murder, so you do everything properly. Also, maybe have a list of people, like, you know, keep an eye out of people you should probably avoid.
Well, as you're murdering the people, you have to keep a list of the people you think are also a murderer. But you are the murderer. Just look in the mirror. Is that what you're saying?
No, but I mean, like, you should be conscious of the people that might look like murderers. So, like, because you still got to protect yourself. So, you know, like, you can murder, but you know, don't want to get murdered by someone else, do you? Can you imagine that if you were a murderer?
And then you got murdered.
Yeah. How shit would that be? Or like the murdering you, you'd be like, for fuck's sake, like you're not even doing it properly, or like you're about to die, and you go, don't forget your checklist.
And they're like, what? It's like, see, this is how I got away with it.
Clear up your DNA.
They're like, what? How do you know so much?
Actually, that might save your life. Because it might freak them out so much.
Oh.
So, like, imagine you're trying to bludgeon me to death, and I'm going, hang on a minute, Natasha, you've left that bit of DNA.
Or you've just given them, like, ways to get away with your murder, and you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah, but hopefully if you're really good at it, give you long enough that you've distracted them so much that you might be able to get away.
Okay.
Because, like, you've just confused them, because they're like, what? And then they pause, and then you're like, bam.
I always do. Yeah, because it's so simple. I always do wonder if I end up in a situation like that, what would I do? Would I just give up? Just like, yeah, just go ahead. Yeah, it would depend on the day as me. As me?
You know, sometimes you just having one of those really depressive days, and you're like, you know what, just take me.
Yeah. It's like, well, yeah, I think sometimes it does depend on, like, the day. Are you willing to fight, or are you willing to die?
I don't want to fight and, like, really prolong it.
Yeah.
Like, if I thought there was a chance, if I could prolong it enough, like, someone would be able to come and save me. But, like, if they've already, I don't know, like, chopped my legs off or something.
Oh, yeah, just kill me then.
I'm just like, do you know what? I don't want to live with no lower legs, so...
No, just kill me.
Just carry on.
Just kill me.
I think that's probably the best way to look... Oh, no, it's not the best way to look at it, but... If you think you can save yourself and live a reasonably good life afterwards...
Yeah.
Or you're happy being a cripple, then, you know, try and save yourself. But if you're just thinking, do you know what? Not really worth it. Let them carry on.
Also depends on, like, if you're kind of, like, held first. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think I want to be held for days before I'm murdered. Like, I just be like, fucking hell, this is taking a bit of time. You know, after like a few days, like no one's come and like try to get you. You're like, do you know what? Actually, I don't think they really care. So.
Oh, you did have a dream like that, didn't you? That's a very loud lawnmower.
Bit aggressive. They've just mowed over someone, Natasha. We'll have a blood like splatter on the window in a minute.
Loud.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was just... I can't remember what my point was.
Well, you were like given actual details of actually how to get away with an actual murder. I was too, but mine was like in theory. Yours is just like to the point. In that note, do not take Amelia's advice.
Why not?
To
it might be useful.
You're telling people to get away with a crime.
I haven't given specific details. I'm just saying, if you are going to murder someone and you want to get away with it, just make sure you take plenty of time to think about it before you carry out. Otherwise, you're probably going to get caught.
On that note,
in the meantime,
keep creeping.
And we'll keep digging.